is going on, everybody? Welcome to Wars at the Stars, episode number 111. 111. Today,
Mhm.
we're going to discuss and preview Echo. We'll also touch a little bit on What If, season 2. And then we'll also talk about some big Marvel news with Steven Yeun out as the Sentry as of
Yeah.
yesterday. But before we get into all of that, I gotta ask Alex, my man, how we doing? How we doing since our year in review show? How we doing? How's the start of the year going so far?
Doing good. Doing good. Just been playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII, so that's really all that's been happening since Christmas, really. But yeah, just working and being sad at work. And nobody liked going to work.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, a lot of college football, obviously, big college football bowl season, obviously. We just had the two national semifinals on Monday, two great games. I worked today. Pretty good day. Always a good day at the office.
Mhm.
Gotta make that money.
For
Uh,
sure.
Yeah, and then I got a project here. I gotta reorganize my room here. I gotta get rid of clothes. I am a person that has a lot of clothes.
Oof. Opposite here.
I have a lot of clothes because I don't. My parents have bought a lot of clothes because it's the only thing I really have ever asked for.
Mm,
So I gotta go. I got a lot of clothes to go through, but I like to look good.
yeah.
So I think it's a big thing. Like if you want to want to impress, you got to dress to impress sometimes.
If
Even
you
if it's
look good, you
casual fit.
feel good.
You look good, you feel good, you play good. So no matter
Exactly.
what you do, no matter what you do. Yeah.
Exactly.
Besides that, get ready to go back here in about 12 days. Uh, yeah. Alrighty. What do you want to discuss first, my friend? What is piquing
Ooh.
your interest?
Honestly, I can't even lie. It's kind of dry in the news right now. Um, at least for me, I think Marvel's at such a uh, point right now.
That's bad.
Man,
Not a
I
good
don't even
start to
know.
the year.
No, no, not at all. Um, I think for me, I think I can get What If out of the way.
Okay.
Uh, it happened. I think the ending was pretty cool, but that's about it for What If season 2 for me. Actually was a pretty got a pretty nice pop out of me to see basically Loki again with the Yggdrasil tree at the end with the Watcher and Captain Carter. So
Hmm.
that was cool.
Can we start there? Because I've seen some dialogue about Captain Carter. I don't know if you've seen this. I sent
I
you
have
something.
I
I,
participated in it.
I've seen some dialogue about Captain Carter. Um, thoughts? Please go. This might get
Dude,
us in trouble, but please go.
I'm so sorry. I'm so over this chick, bro. I'm so over her. I genuinely do not get why like what the Marvel boner for her is. I really don't.
Mm,
Like, I'm sorry. Like, no disrespect to Haley Atwell, but like Captain Carter is just like not that interesting of a character. It's Steve Rogers as a woman. Like, they're no different. So it's just like it's really hard for me to want to buy into that when I'd rather just see Steve. Like, I don't know. That's just me.
yeah. So I sent you a funny thing I saw on Twitter. It was like Captain Carter she's an industry plant, which I think is so funny and honestly like
So
kind of
true.
true. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I think Haley Atwell is great as Peggy Carter,
Hmm.
and I think there is, I think it's an interesting character, but it's not a character that like in an anthology show I want to see for like a majority of the latter half of the
Yeah.
season. She's been in like half of the What If episodes in total of the total 16. She's been to close, or at least appeared in half.
Mhm.
That's also included her appearances earlier this season as like the head of Shield in another
Yeah.
universe with Bucky. Like she's been in a lot of the show, and that's fine. Um, I am disappointed in the dialogue around it. Like eh, again, this also kind of gets into the thing where like I think some people were being like intentionally like deceiving. Like everyone's like sharing that picture of her with like Hela's crown, like
Mhm.
Odin's staff, and like it's like
Yeah.
it's a little goofy, obviously. And I will get into the problems I have with the finale for
Mhm.
sure, but I don't think that's a fair argument per se. But like for a character that, and again, I'm not a big comics fan, and you can correct me on this, but it just seems like it's not. She's not even that. I mean, it's not even like a real big thing in comics. It's kind of a what if thing too in comics. So like,
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
it's kind of a weird focus to me. I'm not saying it's like a thing where like, oh my god, she's gonna be in Secret Wars, and like I don't care really. It's just it's a weird fixation this show has, I guess.
Mhm.
But it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a choice that they made. It's just to me, it's a little much, maybe. I think there's
Mhm.
cooler, interested what if characters you could have. It's really
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of in that agreement phase. It's just I feel like Captain Carter is such a weird character to want to focus on so heavily. I would have thought the Watcher would have been more of a prominent person first. Um, I would have also thought some of your other bigger names like Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch or somebody like that would have been more of a higher focus. It's just really weird that it's essentially a Captain America knockoff that has like taken center stage. And I wouldn't be surprised if Captain Carter shows up in Secret Wars or Avengers 5. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest a bit.
I could see it. A little Easter egg for sure.
No, I could straight up seeing her being a main character.
No, I don't see that. No way.
I could. I could see it. I could see it. I could see Marvel being like, no, we're putting all of our eggs in the Peggy Carter basket.
Really? You think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Surely it is a character that has traversed the multiverse. So you can make
Mhm.
that case that like does have multiversal travel experience.
Not even that. You could also just be like, she knows about what Loki did. So
Yeah.
just saying.
Incursions. She's
Yeah.
been through an incursion.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just saying this. Do you think we'll see Watch the Watcher in either of the Avengers movies?
I hope so. I mean, you casted such a great voice in Jeffrey Wright, and I think like Jeffrey Wright would be like perfect as like live action The Watcher. I
Mhm.
think we've discussed this before. Even like as we get like even problem again with the multiverse saga is it really hasn't been about the multiverse, but that's another separate thing. But as we get deeper into this saga and towards Avengers 5 and Secret Wars, I wouldn't mind if we traverse to these different multiverses, like Fantastic Four, are rumored to be set in another multiverse or another universe.
Yeah.
Just show the Watcher. Like it doesn't have to be like a thing like where it's big, but like just him in the background,
Yeah.
looking
Or
over
literally
as we
even
see.
do something like what they did in I Am Groot. Just fly by or look through the night sky and you see him. The people who saw him like or people who know him are gonna freak out, but people who don't are gonna be like, "Ooh, what was that?"
Right. It's kind of like the Living Tribunal and
Mhm.
Mom, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
It's brief. Um, yeah, yeah, the Peggy Carter thing is, it's also think like her episode 5 is one of the weaker ones I would say of the season. It
Yeah.
was literally just Winter Soldier with Steve as the Hydra. That was it.
Yeah. And I honestly wouldn't even be surprised if season 3 is a Civil War esque episode if she gets one. Um, which speaking of that, did you hear about the accidentally slash released season 3 footage?
Yeah, I saw the it was with the Red Guardian and
Mm,
the Winter Soldier. Yeah, I saw that.
it was really weird to release that, but whatever.
Considering they're not close, probably on a season 3, or
Yeah.
they're close, but they're not like footage close.
Mm.
That episode though was supposed to be a season 2 episode.
It's so weird how much they shuffle around the episodes.
Hmm.
Like it's really weird.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm.
Um. Yeah. So, what what was your favorite, I guess, and least favorite parts or episodes or whatever of this?
Um, I honestly kind of really liked the Hela episode.
Hmm.
I think that was pretty cool. Loved seeing Odin in his true form. Like that's cool. You can see why Thanos waited for him to die because that man, he was ruthless. So, um, so that was cool. The what's it called? The one chick that took over the world or whatever the episode was called, or she
Kahori.
reshaped the war or
Kahori.
reshaped the
Yeah.
world. That was cool.
It's dope.
Mm. But like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like it was really only those two episodes, and then I liked the fight with Strange Supreme in the final episode. Um, but that's about it. Like I'm sorry, but like the rest of this season just was like really weird. And like I will say also I like the premise of the 1602 episode.
Yes.
Like that, I thought that was fairly cool. It's just they're basically just in a fragment of the time stone, but yet again, why is Captain Carter there? So I'm saying, man, she's everywhere. It's like you said, she's an industry plant. Industry plant, man.
Um. For me, probably my favorite episode is obviously the Hela one. Um. Really cool to see Odin like finally fight. I love like the Thor tie-ins. I think
Yeah.
Thor we've talked about is like kind of underrated. Wenwu obviously was really cool to see, like the Ten Rings and Hela
Yeah.
with learning the techniques of Ta Lo versus like Odin. Like this is Conqueror Odin too. This is like even hundreds of years before Thor is even born. So this is like Odin that probably, we don't know a lot about Odin in the MCU, but we know he has an Infinity Gauntlet. I
Mm-hmm.
presume that he probably was looking for him.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see. I did see people complain again about him. I saw some complaints that he wasn't, he kind of got bitched. I'm like, no, not really.
He also was bitched by like two gods, basically. So
And he put up a pretty damn good fight.
yeah. So I'm not gonna go on the train and say he was bitched by anybody.
He also, like,
Um,
we don't know a lot about the Ten Rings. We know something maybe to do with the multiversal war that last happened. Uh, and then Talo, which is just another magical place like Asgard. So, like, pretty impressive that Odin went up against
yeah.
those two. And then Hela when she got her powers back and the Trident. So,
Hmm.
pretty impressive.
Which, by the way, my favorite part about all the Talos stuff was basically they realized, damn, we got to get a gate for this place because people just keep fucking walking in.
I also loved Hela's outfit, Hela the White. I
Oh, so
really thought
good.
it was so good. And it made me realize I'm like, hey, we don't have the MCU character anymore. Maybe we do. I think she did,
She's dead.
but I would like something, and I wouldn't mind. And again, I think the MCU can explore this. I mean, Star Wars did it. Obviously, they did the prequels. I think Star Wars. I mean, Marvel could do it, like a show. I wouldn't mind like a Odin and Avengers of Odin and Hela.
Yeah.
Like, I
Why
think that'd
not?
be really cool. I think that'd be really cool. Uh, just Asgard lore is fascinating itself. I think Asgard, obviously it's the heavens, it's a mystical place. Um,
Mhm.
the other episode I really liked was the Kahori episode. I thought the use of the Tesseract was really interesting.
Yeah, a
Uh,
lot of like Infinity Stone tie-ins
mm,
with this. It was pretty cool.
yeah. Um, the spirit realm that she went to, I thought was really cool. I thought it was all really interesting, well weaving together.
Hmm.
Um, the 1602 episode, I'd say it was a little bit of a letdown for me,
Yeah,
honestly. Um, I think it was really cool conceptually, and I think it was cool to see some of our heroes in that time. Again, I still have some questions, and the big problem with What If that sometimes I have is sometimes things move too fast, right? We only have 30 minutes, but sometimes, like, there was a point where Tony and Gamora in episode 4 are talking, and, like, Gamora had, like, 5 minutes ago, I just wanted to kill Tony, and they're in the
hmm,
bar, and then they're like, okay, we're good now. And I'm
yeah,
like, what? This is going too fast, going too fast. I think a sleeper episode was honestly the first one. I liked the Nebula episode. I
yeah,
love the Blade Runner vibes it gave. Pretty simplistic story. I think though overall, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I think What If season 2 was probably an upgrade, but I would still say season 1 had the best episode still. What if Supreme
yeah.
Strange lost his heart
Mm,
instead of his hands? And then I also think it had a much better two-part finale. I did not like the
yeah.
finale of season 2.
I will say that I think narratively season one was better, but I think visually season two was way better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I don't know. I like it's so weird to me because I feel like with this is just me. I feel like with the what if name, I feel like you're gonna want to do so much more extreme stuff rather than just like, what if this super minute change happened?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm saying, like, why don't you go balls to the walls and say, what's a what would be an over the top? What if Odin didn't stop conquering?
Right.
That would be cool. That would be cool. But it's like we're getting. What if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? What if T'Challa was Star Lord? And you're just like, oh, or what if, or what was the other one from season one? What if like Killmonger saved Iron Man?
Right.
It's just like, oh, well, why are these so like really, really obscure?
Yeah.
Like that's my biggest thing. Is just like maybe you and I like maybe you feel differently, but like my thing would be like, why would you not want to go like way more like over the top with your
Over
what
the
if
top.
scenarios?
So there's a like a rumored one for next season. It's like, what if Khonshu chose somebody else? How do you feel about that?
What if who?
Khonshu chose a different avatar instead of
Oh,
Mark Spector.
I mean, it's kind of like that's not that extreme though.
Right. That's what
Like
I'm saying. I was just wondering. Yeah.
feel bad for Mark because now he don't got that relevant side of him anymore. But like, sorry, just like for me personally, I'm just like I want something that's like now that's actually like game changing. Like that's huge. And I
What somebody threw one out like uh it was about Gore. Like, what if Gore killed Thor and then went after the Egyptian gods?
yeah, I mean, literally, it's you could have just done a whole episode of like, what if Gore went after Moon Knight?
Khonshu, yes.
Like, well, yeah, what if he went after Khonshu? Like, I don't know. I'm like just one of those people, man, where I'm just like, I just feel like it's the show's being just too tame for my liking.
And
Um,
then
yeah,
the finale was a little too over the top for me. Little too
yeah.
much.
Too. It's
It lost the narrative plot. We hadn't seen
yeah.
we've seen pieces of Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and then we get him for a little bit. And again, a lot of people were like, well, narratively, this doesn't make sense. I'm like, come on, it's Doctor Strange. Like, we've seen a movie about like how he makes bad decisions. Like, again,
Yeah.
this is going to be a reoccurring theme is that Strange is a big reason for incursions. I mean, Reed Richards says it in Multiverse of Madness. That wasn't just because our Strange has done things quote unquote right, even though he's
Mhm.
caused an incursion, and that's why he's gone currently. He's in with Clea.
Yeah.
The strangers are not necessarily evil, but they will pull strings to get what they want.
Yeah.
I just thought the fight was like cool, but just way too much. Way
Yeah.
too
Just like
much going on.
way like to put it in wrestling terms, like way too overbooked. You got too much going on. Too much just kind of just happening.
Hmm.
Like I feel like when watching that fight, I was like, wow, this is a lot of stuff happening. Um, and that's my biggest thing is just like don't overdo it.
You
Don't
had
overdo
all
it.
the
There's no
universe
point.
killers, like they would pan to that for like 3 seconds, and you'd
Hmm.
be like, "What is happening?" We had the zombies for
Yeah,
like 5 seconds. I'm like, "This is too much."
yeah, like just too much. And I feel like if they would have just like paid more attention to the narrative story at hand,
Mm.
I feel like it would have just been way better.
Uh, like Killmonger, like Infinite Killmonger.
Yeah.
We see him for like 3 seconds. Like he was so cool. He was so
Mhm.
cool last season. In like 3 seconds. Also, how do you feel about like the ending of Strange's story?
Weird. I was really kind of banking on him showing up in live action. Can't even lie to you. I was really, really on board with seeing him in Avengers: Secret Wars.
Yeah, one of my favorite versions of Strange, honestly. Very
Hmm.
interesting, compelling character. Uh, I was hoping for. I mean, he kind of gets redemption at the end, I guess.
Hmm.
But I feel like I would have been fine. I understand the narrative purpose of like him wanted to bring Christine back. I get that. I was kind of fine with it being done with the Infinite Ultron thing. I think we kind of like he helped save the multiverse, so that was his reward. But he
Yeah,
has to, still watch over Killmonger. This just felt like again, like repeated the cycle of him getting redemption. But I understood it from a narrative perspective.
yeah,
Um, Also, like insanely powerful. Like one of the more powerful. Like he took on Kahori, Peggy with the Infinity Stones, the Trident, and Hela's Crown.
yeah,
It's Strange took him on,
yeah,
which was really impressive. So
yeah. But like, and I will say that you bring it up, and it reminded me, man, that this series is just building more and more into Marvel's power creep problem that they got going
mm,
on. It's too much. It's too much. And I dare to say that like again, if I go into Avengers 5 and I go into Secret Wars and I don't see this fucking ultimate infinity god Peggy Carter, like I'm gonna be scratching my head the whole time being like, well, where was she?
I also feel like I know she holds like the Infinity Stone in her bare hands for like 2 seconds, but like I remember like even just using them was like a struggle for most people. Now I feel
I
like
mean, it,
most
it,
people
it
just
killed someone. It killed Tony Stark.
yeah, was like a genius, like a
Hmm.
galaxy renowned genius, not just a
Yeah,
earthbound genius.
like it didn't kill just anybody. It killed Tony freaking Stark.
Damaged the Hulk, damaged Thanos, almost
Yeah,
killed a celestial, mind you, like or part deviant.
I mean, still,
Still,
it was crazy, and just kind of like shrugged it off. That's why I'm more surprised that there are not. there are not more people hating that.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. She had the infinite armor on, and it's just still like it's a little much. It's a little
Yeah.
much, but I I thought the ending was fine. Strange's World. The Watcher's like, oh, Strange's World's back. I'm like, you're okay with this? Also, the Watcher, make up your mind, my dude. Make up your mind. I know
Yeah.
it's part of his character, which is so funny.
It's
Like
just like
he interferes all the time.
all the time. And then he's also just like, but I can't do it. I could save so many people's lives, but I can't do it. So, bro, come on. Do it.
Bro,
Like, do something.
I gotta applaud him though. He just like he's in it for the plot. Like he's
Yeah.
actually in it for the plot,
He's just
bro.
like, bro, I'm just here to watch.
And sometimes he's gotta egg him on, bro. He's gonna be like, yeah. He's like, do you want to go back? She's like, no, and he's like, okay, but like, you gotta die.
Mhm.
But we did
Look,
learn an interesting thing.
what?
Worlds that are close to extinction or incursions,
Mhm.
he has a hard time seeing the end, which is interesting.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then we also saw our first incursion, like a first actual like incursion, which was trippy
Mhm.
because it's coming to the 616 soon, baby.
Hopefully, it just kills everybody. But
What did
no,
you think of how the incursions looked?
weird. And I wonder how they're gonna translate it to live action.
Right.
But I don't know. I think they'll change the design slightly. But
Like sucks people out of the universe and then just destroys it.
yeah, gnarly.
Okay. Oh, by the way, shout out Wanda. Scarlet Witch is insanely powerful. Was stopping an incursion and also stopping Thor.
Yep.
With 1602 episode. What do you get? What if season 2 out of a 10?
7.
I agree.
A 7. A
Solid
solid
7.
7.
I'm gonna go 6.5, but I'll go 7.
Yeah.
This is the can I? Oh, that's not it. This is the funny tweet I wanted to share before we get into our discussion about. We'll discuss Echo. Echo. Um, my mom asked if the dishes were done, and I yelled MCU. She smiled. She knew they were washed.
Yikes.
It's a good one.
Yikes.
That's a good one. That's funny.
Yikes. She knew they were washed is nuts.
They might be washed, Alex. Might be the
Yeah. Just a little bit.
dying days. Echo.
So here's the thing. This is, I think, either my first or my second preview where I refuse to make questions. It's like this series.
I didn't have any. I don't know. I literally don't know.
It's like, look, we know what to expect. Darker to the akin of the dark moments of Hawkeye's dark moments. But I'm just like, look, we all know why we're watching. We're watching for Daredevil, and that's it. Sorry, Echo. But like, what am I most worried about? Nothing. What am I least worried about? Everything. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know what to say about the series.
I'm in the same boat, and you've watched the trailer. I still haven't even watched it yet.
Trailer's cool.
You know, so there's a couple problems with this. The show was supposed to be originally, again, I don't know why. The show's giving me Book of Boba vibes. We got
See why.
this show supposed to be 6 episodes. Now 5 episodes. All dropping at once. That's new. That's weird.
Yeah.
I will say on the positive, we have Better Call Saul writers and Daredevil writers on this.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the writing is good.
Yep.
Daredevil and Kingpin. I will say that about Daredevil, I think he's only in one episode. I think that episode's the first one.
Yeah.
The social media embargo is the same time the episode drops. The episodes, plural. That's usually not a good thing. That's never a good thing for film. Usually, the closer they drop to the film, and again, this is not an exact science, but typically, the closer the embargo drops to the film, that's not good
Yeah.
because the bad reviews come out. Um, they are heavily marketing that this is TVMA. I don't know if you've been seeing this, but anytime it's on
Mhm.
my television, they're like, "This is TVMA," and I'm like, "I got it, I got it." It looks darker, it looks grittier. I get the Netflix vibe. I get it. I feel like I'm watching Netflix Daredevil. I get that. I don't have a the show to the main character. Um, I think it's a and again, this is coming from a white guy. Like, obviously, this is not a story that's meant for me. She's obviously deaf. She has a connection to Native American heritage. But as a comic fan or like a fan of the MCU and these films, I don't have that connection to her. In
Mm.
Hawkeye, I thought she had a okay story, I guess.
Yeah.
But we were more focused on, an Avenger, a Hawkeye, and a Kingpin, and um, Yelena. I just feel like Echo got sidelined in that show. Um, so it's gonna be hard for the show to get me invested in this character, and considering the fact also that her relation to Kingpin, I am far more interested in what they're setting up with him, especially moving forward with the idea that they're going to set up a Devil's Reign or like a Dark Reign storyline here in the
Mm-hmm.
MCU with Wilson Fisk as the mayor of New York.
Yeah.
I do want to ask you what do you expect from Kingpin, because I feel like in Hawkeye, I'm not gonna lie to you, a little lacking in Hawkeye.
I think we're gonna get what we should have gotten in Hawkeye: a dark, brutal Wilson Fisk. That's what I'm not only hoping for. That's what I'm expecting.
Hmm.
And
No
that's
getting
what we
beat up by
deserve.
Kate Bishop. No losing to Kate Bishop.
No. I hope that never gets mentioned again. Like, I want like a complete, uh, like, I want a complete character reset for him. Like, he needs to be like the big guy of like the city, like street level villains.
Hmm.
Like, that's what he needs to be. I need to see him in Spider-Man 4. Like, that's the kind of setup I
Hmm.
need. I need to be excited to see him again.
So I believe one of the producers was doing an interview today, and they said something along the lines that Kingpin will kind of be the Thanos of the street level
Good.
side of the MCU, which is a good thing. I
Yeah.
think he did a poor job of setting that up in Hawkeye when he literally got bitched in that show and did nothing. He got shot in the eye after he got bitched.
Mhm.
Um, I'm curious about their relationship afterwards. I don't know how that works, but I do need to see not just a mafia boss style Kingpin, which is always interested with his character, but also the a physical brute. I need to see at least a few scenes where like he just like because he is like he's a brute. He can be when he needs to be. And by the end of the show, I believe we'll get that mayoral setup for Born Again and Spider-Man 4. And my prediction is, and I want to hear your thought. By the end of it, uh, Kingpin will, I think, in New York will ban vigilantes, and the number one target will be Spider-Man. And I think
I
he's
don't
gonna hire.
know. I don't know about Spider-Man. I think more or less targeting at Daredevil.
Okay, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That'd be my guess.
And I do think Spider-Man and Daredevil will team up heavily in Spider-Man 4. Uh,
Mhm.
but I think, and again, this is kind of getting off of Echo, but this is what Echo I think will set up. I don't think we'll see this character in Echo, obviously, but um, I think the person that one of the people Kingpin hires to go after these vigilantes is finally going to be Scorpion.
Yeah.
I think that has to be it. Finally,
Again, I don't know if that'll set up in this series because it's
that's a lot. I'm not
yeah.
saying that. I'm at least saying the mayor thing will definitely be set up.
Absolutely. I think yeah. I think that'll be set up. But what's another big setup I think they could do? I don't know. I think my big setup prediction is that I think we will get like a Spider-Man like name drop.
Ooh.
I think we'll go that. I think we'll get a whole Spider-Man name drop.
Do you think we'll get a little Foggy Nelson, Kieran Page?
Maybe that could be
That would
cool.
be cool.
That could be cool.
I'm just interested. What is he doing? Why is he like involved with Echo?
I don't know, man.
Because he's everywhere, bro. Like guy was in L.A. and She-Hulk.
hmm
Guy was getting that, he was getting that Punan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was getting that. He was getting that She-Hulk. Yeah, he was getting hulked.
Yeah.
Uh, oof. Um, Matt Murdock, man. Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock, number
I've
one.
never watched. I've watched some of the Netflix Daredevil. Have you watched it?
A little bit of it.
I've
It's
watched a little
just
bit too.
it just wasn't for me.
I think I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe we get a Punisher setup in this?
No. Maybe in Daredevil.
I don't
Like
know. Oh,
more
go ahead.
proper in Daredevil.
Yes. I don't know. How do you feel about this TV MA? Do you think this is gonna work?
Um. Yeah. I think it could, but I'm also gonna be skeptic. Well, I'll be skeptical. I'll be optimistic. But just for me personally, like I don't know. Marvel is not notorious for their TVMA product. Let's just say that.
Fair, but
So
fair. I'll play devil's advocate here. I think this can allow them to do more things. Obviously, I think in other projects, like we've even discussed Moon Knight. Moon Knight, I think could have been a good TV MA type of thing.
I think it was good, even without it though.
Right. No, I agree. But I think the TV MA will allow them to do more, especially with this street level type of. And again, it's what the story dictates, as we always say. It's not a type of thing of like, oh, TV MA smash brains and that type
Yeah.
of thing. If it fits for the characters, it works. I think it fits for a grounded, darker superhero story. And again, another thing that worries me a little bit is, and I'm sure they'll handle this as best as they can, like the blend of this street level story with like the mystical aspects of Echo that are going to be introduced
Yeah.
with their Native American heritage. I'm just worried how they're going to handle it. Again, this is like the final thing I'll say because I really got not much else to say. I will watch the series, but if it's bad after like 3 episodes, like if it's like bad, I will not finish it. I think it'll be the first one I won't finish if I think it's bad.
Yeah.
How do
I
you feel?
think
Will you watch the whole thing, no matter what?
maybe. Look, my whole thing right now is this is a series that I feel like isn't gonna reach many people. So I feel like the barrier for if something isn't the greatest is a lot lower. So um, if I will watch, if I maybe um, it would have to depend. Because it's what we're saying is varies like as bad.
Yeah,
So
from yeah, again, this is grain of salt stuff, but scoopers and leakers and stuff have said that this show has had problems. I think it dropping all at once might be an indication of that. Just like
mhm.
get it over with. Uh, which is too bad. A lot of people work hard on this stuff, but at the same time, the MCU needs to start putting out good products. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, you got anything else to say about Echo? I feel like we've exhausted it in 10 minutes. That's terrible. Um,
yeah,
all right, Sentry. Steven Yeun is out as the Sentry. Uh, reportedly, I think this came out first from leakers and scoopers, and then the Hollywood trades confirmed it. He's out due to strikes, scheduling, that sort of thing. Pretty big get for Sentry too.
yeah.
But Steven Yeun is out as the Sentry, as Thunderbolts is expected to film here in the next 3 to 6 months. Damn. He's a pretty big player in this film. Alex, thoughts on no more Sentry actor?
Honestly, man, average Tuesday for Marvel Studios. Somebody leaving.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. I find it crazy. Don't you remember? Let me give you a little bit of a flashback. Do you remember when everybody was up in arms about the Rogue Squadron news about the movie potentially being canceled?
Like way back? Are we talking like
Yeah.
way back?
Yes.
Yeah.
When basically they were like, well, I think it was like Disney didn't put it on its release slate or whatever. And then the whole Patty Jenkins stuff came out where they're like, oh, we just didn't agree creatively. So we both kind of agreed to go our separate ways.
This was around like I think like Celebration 22 maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, unless I'm blanking, there hasn't been anything like this for Star Wars where people have gotten like up in arms, like, oh, what happened? I think maybe with like the solo directors, when it was
Right?
the two brothers, people were
Yep.
like, okay, what's happening? This shit is happening with Marvel. It feels like on the weekly now.
Yeah, that's bad.
The Blade controversy. This. God, there was something else that happened that I'm
Well, look at I don't know if you saw this. The AC Bradley, who writes for What If, is also now is not didn't
yeah.
write any of season 3. So I mean, that's an animation side, but still, that's saying something.
Yeah. People leaving projects, man. I'm telling you. If I'm Marvel Studios right now, it is it's a grim day. It's a grim day at Marvel Studios right now.
Wow, wow,
I
and
know. I figured out
I
I
see
could
it
be.
Werewolf by Night now.
I
See
know.
it?
It's if I wanted to be, I could. Ooh,
Oh,
ooh, oh, ooh. This one's called a sickness.
that's how I'm feeling right now about the
Yeah,
MCU.
this is
Sick.
how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling the doom and gloom is real. Okay,
Yeah,
the
this
doom
is
and
oh
gloom
my
is real
god.
right now.
He's like Tony Stark out here with these quips.
I know. I just, ugh, I can't even right now. It makes me so mad because, like, hearing all this shit about the MCU is just like, bro. Again, like I said, this is just becoming Tuesday for the MCU.
Yeah.
I'm saying, listen. I'm just saying. I said it. Maybe not last time, but the time before we were on here after Secret Wars. I say bye bye Kevin Feige. Because I don't think this is a Kevin Feige problem. Let me state that.
Okay.
But I just think Marvel Studios just needs a new, fresh leader.
We just need the X-Men, bro. Just something new.
I don't even know if the X-Men, like, the problem is like the MCU was destined to get to this point. A plague, basically.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
you had an MCU that couldn't have the X-Men, it couldn't have, like, the Fantastic Four, it couldn't have Spider-Man. Like, You couldn't have. At one point, it was almost up in arms about could we even have the Hulk? Like
Right.
so many other like problems. And I think literally, what if you just reset the MCU and you reset it where we're starting fresh? We got a new Iron Man, a new Captain America. Now we got X-Men. Now we got the Fantastic Four. Now we got Spider-Man. Now we got the Hulk. Like we got everybody. The gang's all here, y'all. Like,
Right. Yeah, I mean, kind of still kind of wild to me when they, and I know they were working on projects behind the scenes during the time of Infinity War, but by the time they acquired Fox in 19,
mm-hmm,
everything should have just pivoted to X-Men,
mm-hmm.
looking back on it. But to get to the Sentry thing, um, I'm sure they'll find somebody.
Sure, yeah.
Um, and Steven Yeun's fantastic as an
Mm-hmm.
actor, so it's a tough loss. Again, the other problem when stuff like this happens is you get the race baiting bullshit, like
Yeah.
like Sentry's white. It's like it's not integral to his character, so like it doesn't matter.
No.
I guess people were saying insiders like saw him in the suit. I guess the suit looks really dope. And Sentry's like a really cool character, like
Yeah.
obviously like a super soldier that's crazy, like the Void and stuff like that. The Void he has, like the thing he like, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I still don't know how the Thunderbolts that team is gonna take him down. I don't think they have many people that can take the Sentry down.
No, bro.
Can
I'm
you tell
telling
me?
you.
Can you tell me who's gonna do that?
No. The Thunderbolts right now, you know what they are? You want to know what they are? The Thunderbolts are all of the like C-list people when you are playing dodgeball in gym class, and you're just like,
Oh,
oh, do I have to put them on my team?
right. So like
And the yeah,
they're the they're okay athletes, right? They're okay
yeah,
athletes.
yeah. They're like
They're also not popular,
no, they're also just like, ooh, I got to make the conscious choice to pick that person.
right? You wouldn't pick them last. They're never gonna be picked last.
No, 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 not at all. But it's like, ooh, but I'm sorry, but you're not
You're not him.
them. You're not them.
You're not
It's not.
them.
It's not you. It's me. Or actually, it's
It is
actually
you.
you.
It is
It's
you.
actually just you. You're not up to par.
Listen,
Sorry.
I was just above C. I was B.
You
I
want to know
was
how
on
I
A.
was in class? I actively told my teacher I didn't want to play.
Okay, that's fine. So you weren't even a tier. That's
No.
okay sometimes.
But what's
I was
crazy though is that I would have people be like, "Why don't you want to play?" I'd be like, "Fuck all you people." That's why.
That's fair, man. I will say Bucky's not C. Bucky would be a guy I'd take in the B
No,
tier.
Bucky's Bucky is that weird popular kid that you're like, why does he hang out with all these like really like below class people in terms of like school like status quo? Like, what is he
Right.
doing down there?
Bucky's a really solid person. Like everybody likes Bucky. Let's put it that way. And Bucky's the type of person everybody likes. He's had his moments, right? He's had some flare ups, but like
Yeah,
everybody likes Bucky. But everybody else is C list. Like Yelena's cool.
yeah, yeah. Elena is that person that you're just like, can I borrow the answers real quick and
I mean,
do it.
she is kind of the loud, obnoxious white girl,
Yeah.
but she's funny.
Mm. Like Red Guardian,
He's cool.
the weirdo that you're just like, yeah, you're cool. Please don't shoot the school up, but please, you're cool. You're cool. You're cool. You're cool.
And then everybody's favorite Taskmaster.
That's the one that people genuinely are afraid of. You're friends with Taskmaster because you're like, spare me. If it ever
Who
comes
else
to
is
it,
on this
please.
team? Ghost, right? Ghost.
Ghost is just the weird girl in the back of class who's doing voodoo stuff. She's threatening to resurrect your last 3 generations of family.
No, I'm starting to genuinely think who is going to take down the Sentry.
I'm
The
telling you,
Sentry is
we're
going to
gonna
rip. I
we're
think he's going to
gonna
rip.
get
He's going to rip somebody in half.
we're going to get a Quantumania Sentry.
No.
Ghost is just gonna kill him. Just like how Kang was just killed by ants. That's my prediction. You heard it here first. You're welcome.
I'm still really listen. I'm higher on the Thunder. I'm really excited for the Thunderbolts, mostly because I love Bucky and Yelena.
It's just the cast that I'm excited for.
I
That's
think
the only
Sentry's dope,
reason.
but again, it's a problem to me when a franchise. And again, to me, this doesn't spell doom and gloom, but when you add it to other things, it's not good.
Did
Especially
someone say doom
considering.
and gloom?
Oh no. Considering the fact that the Sentry is a big part of this film, and a big part of the MCU, presumably going forward. Val's big plan coming together. Mind you, we don't know what her plan is because she's been in appeared in like 2 things. Again, another problem. You want to have this interconnectivity bullshit, but we have 27 projects they have to watch in a year, and none of it makes sense. Feige, get it together, my boy. Get it together.
Let him take a
But
vacation. Let him take
yeah,
an infinite vacation.
no.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's just concerning that an actor would drop out of a project, considering how popular, how many actors at one point wanted to be a part of the MCU. A little concerning that this wouldn't be at the forefront for Steven Yeun. Alex, what are your thoughts on him dropping out? And yeah,
Good for him. Good for him. Don't stay in a place that's gonna fucking suck. Like
that's fair.
That's my whole thing. Like I wouldn't want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna play this role even though the script sucks, the pay's not great, and then I'm gonna have to probably come back to, or no, I'll probably just die. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring me back. Like that's the kind of stuff that that's the shit that feels like goes on at Marvel. But yeah, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Good for him. Good for him for not wanting to deal with a bunch of BS.
Yeah. It's too bad. I still think the character can be really interesting. I think the Sentry is really dope, and I just don't see how that, unless Red Hulk comes in. I don't know. I don't see how. Again, still, we've talked about this a little bit. That team still makes no sense. I do not know how they're going to work together. Half of them don't even like each other.
Again, just remember, somehow Bucky's on this team, so
Bucky, who worked his whole life to not
have to be to not have
government
to work
agencies, is on this team. Yeah, his is going to be really interesting. I hope he's the lead, by the way. Please.
I genuinely don't think he is. I think it's going to be like Yelena.
That's okay, I guess, too. I don't even know. I don't know. Okay, that's I got nothing else. I got anything interesting you see, or
No, not particularly. Yeah.
I saw people complaining about the lady who was directing the new Star Wars film. She said something along the lines of, it's time for women to be in the lead of the galaxy far, far away. And obviously, people who like to politicize stuff on both sides are taking that as you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not excited. I'm gonna go see it obviously, but I'm not excited for the conversation around that film. I think Lucasfilm themselves set themselves up for failure to go with the first movie back being with sequel trilogy characters that obviously have a shroud of controversy. Again, I know Daisy Ridley is an important character to probably a lot of people in the younger generation, but I think they could have left a little more time to simmer. Yeah, it's not going to be a fun conversation around that film. No, it's not going to be fun. People are pissed at Star Wars theory. Star Wars fans are like the Ouroboros, like the Ouroboros thing where they just keep biting their tail. That's every
Mhm.
Star Wars fan. It's like every 6 months, like theory and other people, just anybody does something, people respond, and then 6 months later something happens, and then nothing happens. Somebody was pissed that he's making like an AI thing. I saw with Luke. I don't know. Have you seen any of this?
I have. I have. I think people are just, oh well. Like, I think my thing with the whole like theory thing is like he's doing it out of bad faith, so that's why I don't like what he's doing. But
Sure.
like, I don't care.
People
Obviously,
get
Mark.
so upset about this like
Yeah.
shit. Like, who
I mean, hey,
cares?
to be fair, Mark Hamill didn't approve of it, so I guess there's grounds to be upset. But I feel like that's grounds for Mark Hamill to be upset, not grounds for randoms on the internet to be
Well,
upset.
it's just like like it's a hate boner. Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to like the guy. Whatever. You can think whatever, but like it's like come on. Come on. Shut up. Talk about like what you like about this like stuff. Again, this is another problem. If you made better content, we would be able to discuss it instead of this. So, kind of on you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I'm saying. So, um, yeah, not not all positive in the Star Wars or Marvel world, but
No,
we'll
unfortunately.
see, man. We'll see. We'll be back sometime next week to probably review Echo. Maybe
Maybe.
depends on how long it takes me to get through it.
I'm saying not only that, the Disney Plus subscription runs out on the 8th. So
You might have to read that up.
I don't know, man. Might have to pirate it. Or I
Wow.
might have to ahoy maybe get some. Just saying.
Stream East. Uh, whoa.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me.
Or, boo. Uh,
True.
uh, yeah, that's going to do it for episode 111. Sorry, we weren't positive. Not a good start to the new year if we were going to be
No.
positive. We were not positive vibes only. Oh, Prime. I can't drink that, bro. It's gross. I drank it for like a few months,
It's all right. This
and
isn't
like
my
I felt
favorite one.
disgusted. I felt gross after drinking it.
No, see, I'm telling you, if you want to drink it when it's good, I'm telling you, listen. Prime, if it is not ice cold,
It has to be ice cold.
ice, like freeze it basically,
Okay.
then it's good. If it is anything else, it is not a good drink.
Oh, so the problem was when I didn't have a fridge my freshman year, and I just
Correct.
like okay, so maybe I'll try a couple of them again.
If you're gonna try any, the green one, the yellow one, the blue one, and this one.
See, I like I don't know, I just don't trust them, bro, because they got the additives in there that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big water guy and a big milk guy. Like I drink a lot. Like when I'm home, I'm telling you, 3 meals a day milk,
Ew.
chocolate milk,
Chocolate milk
white
is good. Milk, like
strawberry milk,
white milk.
blueberry. Yeah, white milk, bro. White milk for breakfast. Yes, with bagels. No, white milk.
Ooh, you're sending chills down my spine right now.
White milk, bro.
It
So good.
literally, whenever I drink
I am
white milk,
Homelander with milk, bro. Like
it literally white milk makes me feel like that's what it would taste like if metal was a liquid.
really.
Milk, like it tastes metallic.
It's dude. Dude. I'm literally Homelander with milk, bro.
No,
Like,
like the only reason, by the way, that like I drink these is because so where I work at a mall, and like
right.
my Crocs is in a mall.
Yep.
My alternative is to go. So where I'm located, there's a little business
Yeah.
where they sell drinks. It's like $7 a drink. Way too much. I was going to Starbucks basically every day, but then I was also noticing, wow, I'm basically losing like so much money to this fucking drink.
Right.
And they're a horrible corporation. So I was like done with that going into 2024.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, so my alternative is two things. I can either go above my store. There's this like candy store, and they sell like Monsters and Red Bull and all that. $3, and it's the little ones. It's not the big ones.
Mm.
Or I can go to this place across where they sell those expensive drinks. They sell Prime Bow, and it's like $2.
Okay.
Or I can go to Dick's Sporting Goods that we have that has every single one and the energy drinks for like $2.25.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
that's fair. All right. You've heard enough of us. Thank you for watching episode number 111. May the force be with you. May you stay burdened with glorious purpose. And we will see you sometime, I don't know, for something. Peace out, everybody.
See ya.